Welcome to another edition of IT Weekly, the show that helps you enhance instruction through innovation.
Today's episode, you're going to learn about some Google updates that will help you in your classroom. Okay, in this episode, Google has a lot of great products, and what we're going to focus on today is updates to a lot of those Google products. And it's always great when the company updates and makes changes to their product to help the consumer.
Right, and life is full of changes. You're experiencing a lot of changes. You're now, as a new husband, I'm sure you've been experiencing some changes now.
No, I pretty much, make all the decisions.
Really?
Okay,
who picked that outfit out?
Who packed your lunch?
Who cut your hair?
Who?
Always got jokes. But anyway, change is always a good thing. As he was saying, and Google has made a lot of advancements, a lot of updates that we wanted to share with you because there's a lot of great things that you'll be able to use in your lessons with these updates. So stick around, we got a lot of good things we want to show you about different updates that Google has made on this week's episode of IT Weekly. So one of the great new features that Google has added is a Q&A session that you can do directly within your Google Slides.
This is just very similar to some of you guys have used Today's Meet, so it's very similar to that. And the reason it's so great is because as a presenter, you can make sure your audience is staying engaged, and as you're watching these presentations, as you're a student, you can also stay more engaged and make sure you're understanding it. And it also has a list of what the questions other people have asked, so you can actually see the different things that other students are asking.
Right, which as a person doing the presentation is great because now that can guide your presentation. So let me show you how you can do this within your Google Slides. So what you have to do is in your Google Slides, you can hit your presentation button to start your presentation, and then down at the very bottom you can select Presenter View. And that will pull up this Presenter View dialog box that will show, and then you'll see here where you can hit this Start New button to begin your Q&A session. So when I click Start New, it's going to give me a URL that will show in my slide. At the top here, it'll say Ask a Question to and then it'll give you a URL.
So what you want to go ahead and have the students go to that URL, and they would just go ahead and type that in, and once they do that, if they're logged in to their CMS account, they'll be able to take part in the Q&A.
So now, as the presenter, once you give your audience that URL, you can begin going through your presentation, and that that little bar up at the top with the URL will stay there, so all your audience members will be able to see that throughout the presentation. But what you can also have, and which is nice about this presenter view, is that as audience members begin asking questions, they will appear right here in your presenter view. So you'll be able to see that, and you'll be able to get feedback. You'll be able to see what questions, see what the audience is thinking, and that can guide you as you're moving through your presentation.
So when you ask a question as a student, the students can ask a question, and you can see if they have an icon, you can see their icon, or you'll be able to see their name. But in the student view, you'll be able to see a running list of the different students asking questions. So that's very good, like we said earlier, the ability to see or even get answers to questions that the students might not have thought about, but they can be very helpful to them down the road. Also keep in mind that students can select this Ask Anonymously, and when they do that, when they ask a question, it will not display their name.
So one of the things that I really like about this option is that when a student asks a question, it gives me this present button option where I can click on that, and that question that a student has asked, it'll post that right on my screen so everyone else can see that question and I can address that. So it's just a great opportunity for everyone to see what they're thinking, and I can address those questions right in the middle of my presentation. So that is the Q&A session that is available within your Google Slides.
The next Google update that we're going to discuss is the new sharing timer feature. So in order to access that, you can just go ahead and select a document and then go to Share. And then in the bottom right hand corner, go ahead and select Advanced. Once you do that, you can go ahead and share this document with somebody. I'll go ahead and share this with Aubrey. And once I hit send, that person's name will appear under the who has access to it. You will then see a little timer button next to that person's name. You can select that timer, and then you can change when their access to this document will be. So by default, it is given 1 week or 30 days, but you can also select a custom date as well. You cannot select a custom time. Each document expires, or their expiration is always on a particular day at 11:59 p.m. Also, keep in mind, if you have a document that you've already shared with somebody, like I've shared this document with Aubrey already, you can still go into advanced and you can still see that timer icon there, and this will give you the ability to change the access that a user has to this document. So this is how you can utilize the timer feature in Google Drive. Okay, the next Google update that we're going to discuss is the ability to utilize pre-made templates when using Google Forms. So in order to access these templates, all you need to do is go to forms.google.com, and you will see all of your forms that you've created. By default, it is sorted by the most recent form that you've created. So if you want to actually select a template, you have a couple here at the top that you can choose from. You can also select the More button, and more will pop up. So there are a handful of these, and some of these can be extremely helpful, especially if you want to utilize an exit ticket or even a course evaluation. So let's go ahead and select the exit ticket template. So once you select that template, what it will do is, if we go back to your drive, you will then see exit ticket in your drive as a new form. You can then, just like you would with any form, you can give your form a name, and you can add, change, or edit any of the questions that you want. So this is a great resource if you're trying to utilize pre-made templates when utilizing Google Forms.
So one of the neat things that Google now has made available is an outline inside your Google Doc that will allow you to easily access different sections of your document without having to do all of that scrolling. So inside your document, you can set different headings, which I have done just by clicking on a particular section and then selecting a heading for it here. And when I do that, it creates a heading over here in the outline. So now all I have to do, if I want to go to that section, is click here in my outline that has automatically been generated for me, and it will automatically take me to that section. It just makes things so much easier for you. You have a large document and you're trying to get to a certain section to utilize this outline that's available in your Google Doc. So those were some of the new additions that Google has made to their products. A lot of really neat things in there, and we just covered a few of them. But hopefully we'll find those things useful for you for the end of the school year and into next year. Also remember that next week is our final episode of IT Weekly for this particular school year, so we want to encourage you to check out. We got some good information for you that's going to carry you through the summer, so make sure you check out next week's episode.
You're right, guys. You can also remember, hit us up on our Twitter, our handle is Twitter. No, I'm having a tough time here. Our handle is @CMS to the Core. Check out our website. You can also shoot one of us an email at our CMS Learns email address. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys check out the last episode of the year next week on IT